Shalom, Yashala, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to the Most High Yahweh. I do so in the name of His only begotten Son, Yahweh Shai. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Yasharala. Call Haloyim Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai by Hashem Harakah Kwadash for blessing our elders with the spirit of truth so that we may know. Shout out to the Akim and the Akwaf that's keeping the faith and the work. Shall keep at it. It's your brother Abai coming at you with more precepts. It's the book of 2 Thessalonians chapter 2 and verse 8. It says, "And then shall that wicked be revealed, whom Yahweh shall consume with the spirit of his mouth, and shall destroy with the brightness of his coming." This devil done been revealed day in and day out, all day and day, for his different tactics, man, and for the truth of the nature of this beast. All right, and the truth of the nature of this beast is he wicked, man. In all his moves, he wicked. You know what I'm saying? Go to the book of Psalms. Psalms chapter 10 and verse 2. It says, "The wicked in his pride doth persecute the poor. Let them be taken in the devices that they have imagined." Right? The wicked make sure that the poor stay poor. Very limited opportunity. Very limited chances. All right? Because it's in their beast nature. Right? Verse 3 it says, "For the wicked boasteth of his harsh desire and blesseth the covetous, whom Yahweh abhorreth." So Yahweh got real hate for this individual. Real deal hate. Right? And it's all righteous. Because we talking about Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. And it's righteous on our part too. Because it's written in the scripts. I believe that's Psalm. Matter of fact, let me go there right quick. I want to say Psalm 137. And nah, that ain't it. Select 1 second. All right, so Psalms 139 and verse 19, it says, "Surely thou wilt slay the wicked, O power, depart from me, therefore ye bloody men. For they speak against thee wickedly, and thine enemies take thy name in vain. Do not I hate them, O Yahweh, that hate thee? And am not I grieved with those that rise up against thee? I hate them with perfect hatred. I count them mine enemies." Perfect hatred. Right? Because it's all justified. It's not for no reason. First and foremost, it's because Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai hates them. And he hates them because he made them to be hated. Right. So let's get into the video so you can see what I'm speaking on with this epistle. 1 second. So you see the title. Soaring gas prices, oil at $120 a barrel. A large spike in prices remain quite possible this summer. Could climb to $160 a barrel. So what that means is gas right now at the least amount is almost $5. Right? And it could possibly climb up to 6 or 7. That's what this is saying. And possibly further than that. In California right now, gas is $7. Almost 8. It's 8 in some places. Can you imagine, man? Like, can you imagine paying $8 a gallon for some gas, man? Oh, right. Let me go to Proverbs 29. Proverbs chapter 29 and verse 2. "When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. But when the wicked beareth rule, the people mourn." The people have been mourning, and they are about to mourn so much worse than what they have been because of the things that are on the horizon. Famine, right? Utter chaos, lawlessness, right? War. Finna get ill out here, man. Right? I'm talking about lack of water and all that. It's finna get ill out here. But with that being said, I'm gonna let this video play and I'll be back.
gas nationwide exceeded $5 on Thursday. In all 50 states, the average price of a gallon of gas stood above $4.35, but costs ranged across different regions. Drivers in the West and Northeast suffered the highest prices, and drivers in the Southeast saw the lowest. In California, the state with the highest gas prices, drivers paid an average of $6.40 per gallon. The spike in demand coincides with a shortage of crude oil supply amid the Russian invasion of Ukraine.
Maybe at another milestone, but they're not at their peak. Chief Economics Correspondent Rebecca Jarvis is live on Wall Street with how high prices are expected to climb. Good morning, Rebecca.
Good morning to you, Michael. And the biggest factor driving what people are paying at the pump is the cost of oil, which is now above $120 a barrel. And many here on Wall Street, many analysts are forecasting that prices will continue to climb through the summer. And that has an impact not just on individual consumers, obviously stretching family budgets, but it can also impact the economy as a whole. Mark Zandi at Moody's Analytics believes that if oil prices top $150 a barrel, we will surely be on a path to recession. Now, that is a big and scary word. It can mean job losses, bankruptcies, a slowdown in the economy. Important to know there are things that you can do at any time. For example, taking on additional work. The jobs market is incredibly strong right now. Paying down debts, getting rid of credit cards if you don't need them, and setting up some budgets, Robin, so that you yourself can be as in the best possible situation you can be in if this economic slowdown comes, as some.
All right, so now let's connect the dot, right? Let's connect the dot. This is the book of Psalms, chapter 36, and verse 1. It says, to the chief musician, the psalm of David, the servant of Yahweh, the transgression of the wicked saith within my heart that there is no fear of power before his eyes. For he flattereth himself in his own eyes until his iniquity be found to be hateful. The words of his mouth are iniquity and deceit. He hath left off to be wise and to do good. He deviseth mischief upon his bed. He setteth himself in a way that is not good. He abhorreth not evil. Right? He deviseth mischief upon his bed. Right? Always plotting, man. So, with that script being read and with what we just saw, I'm going to let the rest of this video play out, and I'll be back.
The top of our news here at 6 o'clock, an age-old dream becoming a reality. A local inventor has discovered a way, hear this, to use water to run your car.
It's a major breakthrough that will no doubt make motorists happy. And as Ralph Robinson explains, the Pentagon is also showing lots of interest in this project.
Water has always been considered a precious commodity, but Stan Meyer's invention may make it even more valuable. He has developed what's called a water fuel cell. It has taken the place of his old gas tank. The water fuel cell breaks down water molecules into oxygen and hydrogen. The hydrogen is used to run his dune buggy.
I don't care if you use rainwater, well water, city water, ocean water. If you don't have any fresh water, go ahead and use snow. If you don't have any snow available to you, then use salt water because there's no adverse effect to the fuel cell.
Meyer started working on this project 4 years ago. He's not a scientist. He isn't even a chemist. In fact, he never graduated from college. Myers was determined, he says, to design something to protect this country from oil embargoes.
And we've calculated that if we take the dune buggy from Los Angeles to New York, we would roughly use 22 gallons of water.
The Pentagon flew a lieutenant colonel in last week to look at Meyer's invention. There's talk of possibly using it in the Star Wars defense program and to run army tanks. Myers is currently perfecting a water fuel cell for cars. It will cost about $1,500. He says it won't need any maintenance, and you won't have to replace it. It'll be at least 2 years before the fuel system goes into mass production. The day it happens will be one the fuel industry hates, but it'll put a smile on the face of those who've had to say at one time or another, fill her up. The Pentagon flew a lieutenant colonel in last week to look at Meyer's invention. There's talk of possibly using it in the Star Wars defense program and to run army tanks.
police officer, substitute teacher, but one of his true passions was science. He built a lab in his garage where he spent countless hours working to develop an engine that could run on water.
It's not running off of gas fuel? No, there's no gas fuel. No gas fuel.
Sadly, for all he was in life, the world is learning his story because of the courage he displayed doing his job, protecting his community. Working security at the Tops grocery store, Salter engaged the shooter, who was heavily protected by body armor.
We have evidence that he struck him at least one time, and that unfortunately had no effect.
Not everyone would have made the same choice, to run towards gunfire. And with his experience, 30 years on the Buffalo police force, he had to have guessed the shooter had an assault rifle. Yet Salter tried, ultimately in vain, to save the lives of others.
Aaron was, a great individual, and I know he, in his heart, he wanted to save as many people as he could. And it didn't surprise me to hear that he engaged the guy right away to try to stop him.
Salter retired from the Buffalo police force in 2018, and by all accounts, he didn't need this job at Tops, working security.
Surviving a job in law enforcement and making retirement, it's a big deal for you personally and for your family, because they expect, you can kind of ride it out now and enjoy your life.
But Salter chose to continue serving his community because he believed he could make it better. Now his former colleagues are trying to get him reinstated into that police force for a single day so his city can honor him with the formal police funeral they say he deserves.
Right. Now, some people may call that a coincidence that these individuals who just so happen to make or invent a way to have cars not be fed off of gasoline, but be fed off of water, all of a sudden end up dead. But to be real with you, I know how this devil operate. I've read books, I've studied history. I know this devil is sneaky as hell. That man will kill you and make it look like suicide. I don't care who you is, how famous you are. Facts. And you got two individuals that were going up against, if not the largest corporation on the planet, which is oil. Right? BP, all them the big dogs right there, man. So for you to invent something that could ultimately knock them out the way, and we all understand that the daughter of Babylon is a corporation, meaning it's a business. Please believe that this place that we live in is a business. Right? So all I'm saying is 1 + 1 always 2. But at the end of the day, they shooting themselves in the foot, cause this ain't gonna do nothing but lead to their destruction, man. For real, for real. Know what I'm saying? It's gonna lead to straight up chaos. You saw the first part of the video, man. Gas going through the roof, and it don't plan on going down no time soon. Right, because it's bigger than the Ukraine and Russia. Now you got China finna get into it with their place over Taiwan. They been at it. We talking about World War III right here, man. And this place is not gonna recover from it. It ain't gonna win. Right? Everything that's happening is happening for a reason. They believe it's happening so that they can usher in their new world, but in actuality, this is happening because it's the beginning of the kingdom of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai. But this place got to get out of the way first. And it's moving. All right? So, go to one more script. And I'll end it there. It's the book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 16. And verse 74 says, "Hear, O ye my beloved, saith Yahweh, behold, the days of trouble are at hand, but I will deliver you from the same." Right? It's coming. It's coming, man. It's coming. It's coming from all angles. It's coming from all angles. It's not just about the gas, man. It's about the gas, the food, the water, the everything. Everything finna go up in price. The only thing that's not finna go up in price is how much you getting paid. That's gonna stay the same. Right? They talking about if it go up to 160, it's gonna be a certified recession. I would argue we already there. For real, for real. Cause check this out. When gas prices, when they get low on gas, it's just like drugs, man. When they get low on gas, they start cutting their gas. Just like, dope boys, they cut their product to make it more plentiful. These folk been cutting their gas with water. So that's why when you go get a whole, or when you go get half a tank, or you go put $40, whatever, in your vehicle, a few days later, it's almost gone. It's because the majority of what you put in your vehicle is water. So what's gonna happen when you got more water than you got oil, more water than you got actual gas? All right. Yeah, it's about to get ill out here, but Yahweh Shema Shai gonna save those that have been trusting in him when everything seemed to be okay, when everything seemed to be smooth sailing. Those individuals that stopped doing what they were doing and start serving Yahweh Shema Shai to the best of their abilities. You so-called blacks, you so-called Hispanics, you so-called Native Americans, and all our brethren around the world that are of so-called Negro descent, that woke up and realized who you are. You straight. We straight. You ain't got to worry about it, man. It's gonna get hard, but we'll be straight. Yahweh say his servants gonna eat, his servants gonna drink. Everybody else gonna be hungry. Everybody else gonna be thirsty. But we gonna be straight. So with that, Yahweh Shema Shai Ratazah, these precepts in this video were edifying. Call Haloyim Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai Bahashem Harakah Kodash. Shalom Yashalom.